Yo, what's going on, guys? 2 videos in one night. Let's go. Almost 4 a.m., but I just got access to these 2 new Season X heroes, and so I wanted to get this video out quick to you guys so we can kind of theory craft, figure out what we're trying to do, as well as if you guys don't have these in your states yet, you'll know what to expect for Season X. And yeah, I'll tell you kind of what I think, my initial thoughts, just like I did for Gluttony and Rose. Obviously, this will change over time. So we have Wraith and Tracker. We have a support vehicle unit. We knew it was basically going to be a vehicle unit because the last two were a fighter and a shooter. So we know there was going to be a vehicle. And we also have another shooter hero, which kind of makes sense. So Wrath, I can't actually see the pictures. I can't see the kind of skill designs for whatever reason, but I will have pictures on my Instagram. So if you guys just want to go look at the pictures or whatever, you can follow my Instagram, do whatever you got to do there. I think Wrath looks pretty sick, and Tracker's, pretty sexy. Just kidding. But anyway, so Wrath, support vehicle hero, his 1, 3, 4, and 7 are always going to be the same, just like all the Season X heroes. 50 resistance, 50 might, and he's a might hero, so plus 40 might. The number one's all the same. And his 6th, he actually has 15% increased vehicle damage. So that's kind of the difference maker for his 6th. Now, let's get into the skills that matter. Skill 2, Reflecting Armor. It's a combat skill, effective range of 5. Pretty big, so strap your seatbelts in and let's go. So at max level, he gains 1 stack of Reflecting Armor charge each time a friendly squad receives damage. Any friendly squad. Just to be clear, when Reflecting Armor charge reaches 9 stacks, bestow a Reflecting Barrier to 1 random friendly squad, then clear all stacks and restart the count. All right, so let's just stop there really quick. So he gains 1 stack of armor each time a friendly squad receives damage. Now this is pretty big because this affects heroes like Venom Walker, who curses, or Knight, who curses, or even Nomad, who attacks twice, right? Has 2 basic attacks. Ivanov, Anna. A lot of these heroes who are attacking more regularly or have some sort of, curse effect that damages everybody at the end of a round or something like that. Wrath is going to sort of counter those heroes. That's the first point right away. Immediately when you think of that, you think he's going to be countering maybe Anna Nomad, right? Valk, Anna, Nomad. That's kind of the pretty common class, or Panther Anna Ivan, or Kami Anna Ivan, some of those combos. So let's move on. Each time Reflecting Barrier is activated, there's a 30% chance for it to activate again without any stacks. It doesn't really mean much. It just means if it activates, there's essentially the way to activate it is, I'll talk about it right here. Reflecting Barrier reflects 100% of the next incoming damage back to the attacking enemy and negates the incoming damage for the friendly party. So that's kind of how you activate it. Is you get this 9 stacks, it bestows. There's a 30% chance for it to go again, so you can get it on 2 friendly heroes. And then basically what the barrier does is it makes you take, if you get attacked, you take absolutely no damage and you reflect all of that damage back to the enemy. So let's say you get attacked by, Hummingbird's 8th ability or something like that, a very, very powerful ability. You take 0 damage and you actually just reflect it back. So fantastic ability. This can go on the back line, front line, middle line, whatever it may be. It can even go on him. Great ability. This is really cool. And like I said, it definitely is going to I'm not going to say definitely, probably going to counter folks like Nomad and Ivan and Anna, etc. So that's kind of what we can look at right away. His 5th ability, Shattering Fist. So it's just 100% chance to deal 108 damage to all enemy squads, and then 20% damage to friendly squads. So a little bit interesting, kind of a double-edged sword. But this does provide charge for Reflecting Armor, which means he kind of just adds onto the Reflecting Armor. So generally you can think if I get 6 stacks in a round, he's going to kind of activate it himself, or bestow it himself. Doesn't mean it's good that he's dealing damage to his team, but it's okay. It's only 108 damage, and really it's only 20% of that. So let's just say like 22% damage or whatever it is to his own friendly squads. It's okay. I mean, it's 300 damage to the enemies and like 60 damage to friendlies. It is what it is. We'll kind of see how this plays into line. I already mentioned his 8th ability. So he reduces troop recovery for both enemy and friendly squads. Interesting, I know. But again, kind of a double-edged sword. Then starting on turn 4, he reduces troop recovery for all enemy squads by 15% per turn. And this effect stacks. So on turns 4, it's... I don't know if it adds on, so I'm not sure if it's 40%. If it is 40%, turn 5, 55, turn 6, 70, turn 8, 85% troop recovery block, or reduced troop percentage. That seems about right. So I'm assuming it's stacking, but that's only for the enemy. So a little bit interesting. Obviously, again, is going to counter healers. So enemy healers, big time. But it also kind of counters friendly healers, which is strange. So kind of fitting the combos for this guy is going to be a little bit interesting. Now, what combos do I think Wrath goes in? Immediately, I actually think he goes with Kamikaze. And so I know this might be a little bit odd because he kind of reduces Kamikaze's troop recovery, but I don't think it matters too much because I think Kamikaze will still have enough recovery. He does about 100 recovery to 2 friendly squads. So if you subtract it by 25, it's 150 combined, 75 for 2 squads. Plus, he gives him that shield thing, or he gives friendly squads that shield effect, so it shouldn't matter too much. And then I actually think, Kami's kind of the best frontliner, generally speaking. And then I actually think he goes well with Ivanov, or even Death Rider. I probably wouldn't split up Death Rider from, the kind of the classic tried and true Heaven's Redemption organic Death Rider. I'd probably keep that as is. But I would do something like Kamikaze, Wrath, Ivan. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. The other option is, do we put Crusher in there? Do we put Wrath in the front? Probably not, because he has increased vehicle damage. He's not a tanky hero. He has very, far-ranging skills, so probably not. He seems to be better fit in the middle or in the back, even. So we could see some weird things. He's not going to go too well with Heaven's Redemption, because Heaven's Redemption is kind of sort of a similar supporty role, but he also heals, so Wrath kind of counters that. But I definitely do see him going well with Death Rider, of course, great hero. Ivanov, of course. Even someone like Countdown, just kind of anyone who's squishy. He's really gonna help. And then generally you don't want to match him, so I wouldn't put him with Crusher because he's gonna prevent all that healing. So it looks like to me Kami, Wrath, DR is gonna be the top for Wrath, but again, I wouldn't really split up DR, so maybe Ivanov. That's my initial thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about these heroes, please, in the comments. And if you completely disagree with me, let me know. If you guys know some combos, or are theorygraphing some combos, let me know. And I'd love to do testing with these heroes once they're released. So I don't know if you guys have accounts with these heroes. Hit me up, maybe. You don't have to, obviously, but yeah. Secondly, we have Tracker. So she's a support archer, like I said. She kind of has like a crossbow. She looks pretty sick. Anyway, 50 resistance, 50 might, 40 might. She's a might shooter. And then her 6th is plus 15 damage. Pretty much similar to Wrath. She's a support archer. Also a lot of text in these skills, so kind of let's go through it. On the first 4 turns, the skill cast chance of your 2 other heroes' 5th skill is increased by 10%. So keep that in mind, 5th skill, 10%. On turn 5, the skill cast chance is increased by 30%, but only for the 5th skill of one of those heroes. So kind of weird. For the first 4 turns, each hero has 10% extra cast chance on the 5th skill, So we kind of have to look at heroes that have a low 5th skill percentage, not a status skill or a prep skill. And then on the turn 5, it goes up to 30%. So not too important. So yeah, that's Command Traverse. A little bit interesting. Command Isolate. When any squad of yours is crowd controlled, this is what I always say, CC, so silenced, disarmed, suppressed, confused. You can check out my Season 2 tier list video if you want to get more in-depth in what crowd control or CC means. But anyway, damage received by the CC'd squad is reduced by 70%. This is huge, and this definitely counters a lot of heroes that I'll talk about in a second. This effect can only trigger 3 times for each squad a game. Additionally, she just deals 510 damage to a random enemy squad on turns 1 and 5. So a total of 1,020 damage guaranteed, which is nice that it's a guarantee, easier to kind of theory craft. But essentially it just means if the enemy crowd controls her friendlies, she actually just reduces the damage, even if she gets crowd controlled. So this is a prep skill that happens immediately at the start of the battle, right before round 1. So prep skill means, and it just goes to all 3 of the heroes, and then if they get CC'd 3 times, that's it. But it'll go for the rest of the heroes. So pretty good, and it definitely counters CC heroes hard, very, very hard actually, which makes her very good at countering. Her 8th ability, Command Empower. During battles, normal attacks are disabled for the hero squad, meaning she is not going to basic attack. But the back row gains a buff, +1 normal attacks per round, and each normal attack increases the damage of their next skill by 12%, stacking up to 5 times. So people are going pretty crazy about this skill from what I've seen. Obviously, basically it just means she gives the back row squad an extra basic attack. So they'll get 2 basic attacks by default with her in there. Each basic attack increases the damage of their next skill by 12%, so automatically it's going to be 24%. People are going crazy thinking, okay, let's put, Nomad, or like that's kind of the immediate, or Rose, or somebody who needs to basic attack a lot in the back, and it'll go really well with Tracker. And I think it does. So let's just check out Nomad very quickly. Nomad. So his 5th ability, which is kind of the ability that all of Tracker goes around, which clearly to me shows that the devs envision her with Nomad. His 5th ability, 40% chance, so that'll be 50 for the first 4 turns. Could be 70 to deal 455 damage, and it'll increase his basic attack damage for 1 turn. Nomad already has increased basic attack damage, which he just does, and then every time he basic attacks, he does a shit ton of damage. So you basically just want Nomad to be basic attacking all the freaking time. And then it'll be, if he's basic attacking twice, again, a +24% to this. But it's not huge. +24% is not huge, in my opinion. The main thing is that he gets an extra basic attack. So he could trigger, he does trigger this extra 100%. Potentially he'll have an extra 60%. So an extra 160. And then he basically just has an opportunity to trigger this every round, which is pretty damn good. It basically means 70% chance after every bait. Well, it's 35% chance, but since she doubles it, it's basically a 70% chance each round that he's going to do 742 damage. So, with all of that out of the way, Nomad obviously pairs up with Tracker. That's just obvious. Now, do we do something like Koshé, Tracker, Nomad? Do we do Tracker, Koshé, Nomad? No. Tracker should probably be in the 2nd row, in the middle. She's not an HP hero. She's not tanky. She gets plus damage, actually. But she doesn't need to survive terribly long, in my opinion. Her ability goes till turn 5, and then this thing is kind of the old... It's a prep skill, so it already activates. So in my opinion, she could go in the front and just kind of die, just like Valkyrie, but I don't think it's necessary. You could do something like Anna, Tracker, Nomad, because Anna's might give Nomad even more basic attacks, which is going to make him absolutely absurd. but Tracker doesn't get the benefit from Anna's buffs because she can't basic attack. So I don't know what we do. Probably Anna Tracker Nomad is the best, or Tracker Anna Nomad, either way. It might beat out Valk, but even if it doesn't, it gives us the opportunity to use Valkyrie in other squads, which is pretty good in my opinion, other shooter squads. So we'll see. It could be Koshé Tracker Nomad, it could be Anna Tracker Nomad, or you can even put Tracker with somebody like Bird. So I know that might seem a little bit interesting, but it's really not. So she basically counters CC, which is Bird's biggest weakness, is getting CC'd. So she basically counters that. Not entirely, but, you know, more or less. And then she gives this extra skill damage. So, and then obviously she makes their fifth ability increase by 10 or 30%. So with that extra skill damage, let's see, does Bird, what is her fifth ability? 1 turn prep, but it's a 30% chance, so pretty low. So if we increase that to 40% chance to deal 930 damage, and it does all these debuffs to all the squads. So I actually think Bird goes better with Tracker. And maybe if not better, well with Tracker. So the kind of best combo that I see is potentially, obviously this could change. You still run Valk and a Nomad because it's an utterly absurd combo for killing vehicles. And then you run, you can put Tracker in here with Hummingbird. So you could even do something like, I don't know, Gluttony Tracker Hummingbird, or Tech Priestess Tracker Hummingbird. Something like that. I don't really know. You'd have to play around with this fifth ability, but even Tech Priestess is great for Tracker's fifth ability. Or, sorry, yes, Tracker's fifth ability, which will trigger, or maybe her second, which will trigger her friendly's fifth ability. Not trigger, but it'll increase. If Tech Priestess has an 80% chance to confuse 2 random enemies, that's just absurd. So, I mean, I see things like that happening with Bird. I think people are putting a little too much focus on Nomad, obviously, just because plus attacks. Even Rose, if people are talking about Rose, but Rose is slightly weak, even when she has a bunch of basic attackers, but it could work. You could do something like Tracker, Rose, Nomad. But I do like the idea of Tech Priestess, Tracker, Bird. I think it's pretty good. Or potentially Gluttony. You don't really want Gluttony though, because his Wind and Bind. So I don't know. Both of these heroes are pretty confusing to who they're going to combo with. So please let me know what you guys think. Please let me know what combos you guys are looking into. And again, if any of you guys have these heroes or will have these heroes, you know, some of the big boys out there, let me know. You know, you can either test and let me know the combos, or, you know, potentially I could test on your accounts. Doesn't really matter. I'm not asking you to give me your accounts, but, you know, just a thought. So that's what I think about these 2 new heroes. I think they're very good, and they're probably going to be meta breaking. Basically, one completely counters healers and one completely counters CC. And those are basically the 2 biggest modifiers in this game. Besides pure damage, but there's only like 1 or 2 of those combos, really only Valk and a Nomad. But anyway, so they counter both of those meta, both of the main metas. Do they switch up the meta completely? I'm not sure. Will we see, you know, Sven, Hunk, Patriot, will they get better? Who knows? We will find out. Pretty excited. It does also mean Doomsday is starting soon. The last time that the skills actually came out was like, I believe during Doomsday, like the first week of Doomsday. So it should mean Doomsday is coming out very soon. Now, you can't currently unlock these only through Doomsday tickets, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. And the recruitment process is probably going to follow the same thing as Gluttony and Rose. So they're going to release these heroes immediately when Doomsday starts, the first week probably, in a pool of 20 Season X heroes. So all of the Season X heroes, they'll release in a pool of 20, so that the huge whales, I told this to C-Test, but I'll say it to you guys, basically so that the huge whales waste all their money on that pool of 20 just to get these 2 heroes, spending thousands of tickets. And then they will probably do a pool of 4, or maybe even 5, because if they get greedy, a pool of 4 with Wrath. Wrath will have a 4 times chance of getting drawn, just like Gluttony. And then the next week, a pool of 4 or 5 again with Tracker, but she will have a 4 or 5 times chance of getting pulled. So you probably want to have 1,000 tickets for these 2 heroes. Probably more. 1,000's might be the minimum benchmark to go by, just considering that it's 4 times chance. So if you do 500 tickets, 600 tickets, you probably get 3 or 4 copies of Wrath and Tracker each. So 1,000 to 1,200 is good. Obviously, more is better. I'm not completely prepared for that. We will probably be having a cumulative event. I have 821. I can probably get that to 1,000 before they come out. So hopefully I can get these heroes, but we'll see who they're paired with. I'm not suggesting you immediately go for these heroes right away. Don't know if they're actually like carry heroes. So we'll see when it comes out. More so for the big boys, let me know. For everybody else, let me know the combos that you guys are looking at. Also, check out the Instagram if you want to see the pictures of the heroes, or just look on, I don't know, Facebook or whatever. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's 21 minutes talking about heroes that I don't even have, that aren't even unlocked, but always fun to theory craft. This is how my mind goes at 4:20 a.m. Let's go, Blaze. But anyway, thank you guys for watching so much. I hope you guys have a great day, great night, great everything all the time. I hope you guys are always happy. If you're not, you can always reach out to me, talk to me, talk to your friends, family, whatever it is. Stay safe out there. Good luck. I hope we all get to pull 4 of these copies in less than 500 tickets. That's the goal. So anyway, guys, that's about it. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.